Hello everybody, it's the Saints man, the small van courier on the CX, and it's Tuesday the 20th. It's 8:05 at night, and I'm parked in Caister. I'm tramping in a pub car park. Awesome. Found it parked for night. Nice pint of Guinness I've had. I had a good day today. I'll go back to yesterday. We're starting Monday. Monday I started off. I got a job booked in, if you remember. I think I told you it had been put back an hour and a half, which I was a bit miffed about. But that changed. I phoned up actually. I phoned up about 8:30 just to see what had happened. It had changed, and I got through, and actually they were waiting. I was meeting a van at Northampton. It was coming from Gatwick, and they weren't expecting it until about 10 o'clock. But when I phoned up, they said it's actually going to be there about 9:15, so that got me back on track for an early start, which was, I got there for 9:15. He turned up at about 9:25, so he had a load from Northampton, one drop in Bristol, a laptop, and 2 parcels to John Lewis's in Exeter. A laptop in Bristol, it was an address right on the river in a pedestrianised bit, and you couldn't get on with a van, you couldn't get on with anything. And it was awkward to find. It was an old brewery. There were different blocks of like flats for young people. The hop, one was called the cask store. Yep, the hop store, the barley store. Trying to find them. So I had to leave the van, 29 degrees, 30 degrees, and have a little walk, and walk quite a bit as well. Actually, it was about, I don't know, 400 miles, that'd be a long way, about 400 yards, and I had to find it. I had the phone with Google on, looking for the bloody cask store. Found it in the end. It was a flat, got rid of it, and then I forgot where the van was, because I'd done about 4 different streets, but I fluked it. I knew it was near the river, so I walked by the river, and then I got a shortcut back. I should have got that way there. So did Bristol, and on the way to Exeter, and I got stuck in traffic on the M5 going down to Exeter, which helped me, believe it or not, because I pinged the laptop on, I put on Exeter location, and there was a job on there, Exeter to Brighton, and the time matched when I was going to get in Exeter. I got about an hour's leeway. And it was for the same company that I was actually working for, but it was a different branch. So I phoned. I didn't bother quoting. I phoned and put a quote in. Extra Brighton, 115 quid, which was competitive because I'd only got a dead mileage in the end. It was really competitive, and got it. I should have looked who was nearby, because there was only one driver in Exeter, and he got a medium wheelbase, so I think I could have got a bit more, but I was happy with what I got. So I dropped the parcel at John Lewis's. A pain in the arse to find. John Lewis's in Exeter. The goods inwards is round the back, but you can't get to it for 3 streets. You have to go by it 3 streets down before you can turn. It's just bloody awkward. And it's on King William Street. It's not on the street that they say. It's not on any of the streets. It takes you to the front of the store, which is bloody useless. Anyway, we got there with the 2 boxes in the end. Bit of shenanigans, but did do it anyway. So cleared that one in Exeter, and I was picking up from Exeter Hospital, microbiology, going to Brighton Hospital. I've done hospitals before. I don't mind hospitals. I don't mind them. They are a pain. But if you quote enough for them and you get them, it's 10 minutes, 15 minutes, sometimes 20 minutes maybe, but it's just one of them things. Anyway, went to Exeter Hospital, put the sat-nav in where it was, and it gave me the old pathology laboratory, which I hadn't got a clue where it was, but I went into the entrance it told me on the sat-nav, pulled over, asked the man who was doing the laundry with one of these trolleys and a golf buggy thing, and he pointed me in the right direction. Got there, and it was just one box. It wasn't COVID. I thought it was going to be COVID, but it wasn't. I don't know what it was actually, but it was a box, but it wasn't COVID. And it was going to Brighton Hospital. So off we went. So Monday was a busy day. A lot of miles, but a good earner. Really good earner. Because Northampton to Bristol to Exeter, I got 139, and I got 115 Exeter to Brighton. I tipped that in Brighton. Can't remember what time it was. About 7 at night, something like that. I started at, well, as I say, I left my house about 5 to 9 in the morning, and this was about 7 at night. So I'd done 10 hours. And then I used Park for night. It told me there was a nice pub in Peacehaven, which is up the road. You can park as long as you don't pay at night. If you use their pub, they just tell them what your registration is, which is great. But it was a Monday, and because I got there, it shuts on Monday. So that was a pain. But I found a really good Park for night. It did me a result in that because it was quite a busy road where I would have, if it had been open, I would have stayed. But I went to about 5 miles north of Brighton Farmers, was it called, a village? And there's a lake around the village, just off the village, right near the Brighton and Hove Albion new football stadium, which is in the middle of nowhere, by the way. Incredible. It's just in the countryside, and it's in a dip. Looks like a velodrome. Looks like bloody what the bikes go around, but it wasn't. It is Brighton. I walked down there, that's why. When I parked next to this lake, I knew I'd got a cracking spot. I mean, quiet. There was only me there, and it was this real nice little road by a village. I parked level, and I thought I'll just go a bit of exercise, a bit of walking, go and have a walk before I get myself ready for bed. And I walked down to the Brighton and Hove Albion. It was, but no, it's just no pubs around it. No, don't rock my boat. That's why I like this, supporting this. There's a pub outside. It's in the town. It's part of the town. But that's what new stadiums are like, I suppose. They put them on there. They sell their land off for housing, and they get built a stadium. But no soul, not to me. But anyway, that was Monday. 391 miles. So I did a lot of miles. 254. Worked out at 65p. Today, Tuesday, there was a job on there Monday night, Brighton to London, which I quoted on. It was the centre of London, and it said congestion on it. At least they put congestion on it, so you knew you could add that on it. And I quoted on it at 1:12 before I went to bed, and didn't think nothing of it. It was a 9 o'clock pickup. Anyway, I got up this morning, had a good kip actually, really good kip. So quiet, I've never had nothing. And I was up about 6, 7:15. Put my stuff away, put my sleeping bags away, knocked my camping mat, deflated that, and it was reposted for 9 o'clock. Same job. There was nothing else from Brighton, nothing. And there was a few drivers around in Brighton. There was about 5 drivers, small van drivers, within a 10 mile. So I thought, this is going to be a bit of a bugger getting out of here. And it was re-quoted, so that it obviously hadn't been sold. So I went in at 109. It was only 70 miles, but it's central London congestion. You take off your £15. I thought, if I'm doing this, I want to do it because it's going to take. It's the time. It's not the mileage. You get great pence per mile. It's how long it's going to take you. It may say hour and a half in your Google. You can add an hour onto that just for traffic, especially going in congestion. So anyway, I got it. Phone call. Can you do that for me? Yeah, I can do it. Where's it going? Is it COVID? No, it's not COVID. You pick it up at a residential address in Brighton, which was literally down the road, at 9 o'clock. Can you get there for 9? I was there then. I'd moved from my village location to Asda because I wanted the toilet and I wanted something to eat. And I was in Asda car park. And it says, can you be there for 9? This was about 8:10. And I said, yeah, no problem. I'm in Brighton now. And they says, oh, I will tell him you'll be there at 9. Anyway, I got there about 9:15 outside his house. It was a one-way street. I could just about get the van in parked. So I thought, I'll go a bit early. So 10 to 9, I knocked on his door. Just to let him know I'm there to see, didn't want to upset him, but I could see movement. And he went, oh, it'll be a couple of minutes, mate. I'll just bag it up. And it was an A4 envelope, quite bulky, but to a Studios, Minnow Films or something in Rivington Street, London, EC1 or something like that. So it says I was going to get there, although I picked up 10 to 9, it says I'm going to get there at 10:35. That was on my Google. That includes the disruption, so I thought this could work out well. So up the M23, London. Yeah, sure there was traffic, but it seemed to flow quite well. It seemed to have easier riding for some reason, past rush hour. And yeah, I got it there. Got into the street. It was a little cobble, one way. I didn't even know where the van was going to go up it. It said turn right into River Shot. There the hell, I'm going to get up here. I did get up it, and it widened slightly so I could get out of the way, pull over. Then I phoned because I couldn't find it. I got a number 58. I couldn't find it. There was no. I asked over the road. There was a little cafe. I said, "Do you know where 58 is across it? I've got," and they went, "No." And I said, "Have you heard of this company?" "No." So I'm like, right, should I phone the shipper? I thought, no. So I Googled them. Googled the number, and there was directions what you get. Cool. So I called them. Thought this is going to be no answer, but it did. It answered, and it was a young lad answered the phone. He says, "Where are you?" I said, "I'm in Riverton Street. I'm opposite a cafe." I said, "I'm in a courier van, little van." He said, "You stay there. I'll come to you." He said, "I'll be down in about 2 minutes." He says, "We're in an office upstairs." He says, "It's hard to find us." And sure enough, he come straight down. It was great. And he got the name, yep, he knew what it was, signed it, job done, great. And I was just out of the way enough, even though I'm right in the central London parking, to sit there and think, well, I could sit here, which I did. I just sat there. And, yep, got the job done. And went back on the CX, and I'm looking to get out of London. I'm done well. I've got £109, less 15, so I'm on 94 for the day. 94 gets you pretty much, you know, you're sorted. You're 94. You're halfway. You're only 11:15. And I was looking to get out of London. I didn't want to do any more jobs in London. Oh, the sun's pain. I'm virtually. I'm next to the beach. The beach is here, just here. I don't know if you can see. There's a motorhome next to me. And there's the beach just over there. So, all good. Where it was, there we go. Anyway, so, got a job. I quoted on a couple to get me out of London. One to Aylesbury, which I didn't really want. It was only 45 quid I could quote on that. And I thought it was going to take me a couple of hours, so I didn't really want that. So, a job come up, London to Norwich. And I quoted 97 quid because I was only 3 miles from it, but 3 miles in the centre of London to get out could take ages. But I thought that'll do me. Let's get out of here, get to Norwich if I can. I don't know. It's with a courier company that do all the COVID. I knew it was COVID, and then she phoned up straight away, said, "Can you do that? You're right to do that one?" I went, "Yep, I can do that." It was 12 o'clock pickup. It's 10:30. I've got 3 miles to do. I went, yeah, so I had time to sit there and do this, and it was from the Oval cricket ground. It was because England are playing Pakistan. It was COVID pickups, and I got a name and I got a thingy. It was the Alex Stewart Gate, Overton, Kennington Oval. I thought, great. So it said it's going to take me 28 minutes. That was on my Google. So it was about 10 to 11. So I sat there for a couple of minutes. I thought, no, I'm going to set off now because I've got to get in. And soon I knew there's a game on. There's a game on now. Actually, they're playing now. Pakistan v England. So I thought I'd best crack on. And the traffic was horrendous. Horrendous. Google seems to take me everywhere to get across. I went across Blackfriars. I went up some right little side. But got there, 20 to 12. I phoned him to say I was on my way. I was about 5 minutes when he went, yep, there's only three COVID kits to pick up. They'll either be at the security gate as you go in, ask them about it, or they'll be in the office, which is straight in front of reception. I did get there. Eventually, I got there about 20 to 12, and they were ready. And security had got them straight away. 3 tests, great, brilliant. So I went into the ground. The cricket match weren't starting until tonight. Really, I think it's a 2020. So I turned around and. Then I got to get to Norwich from there, and my God, getting out of London was a pain in the backside, but no problem. Eventually got out. I was chilled out because I'd got plenty of pence per mile in the bank, and I thought, well, this is going to be all right and all. So going to Norwich, I'm not doing too bad. I quoted about 70p each, all in. So yeah, drove up, Anyway, gets out of London eventually up the M11 and the A11 and cut across. Stopped at Thetford, near Thetford. There's a services there that I've stopped a few times. I stopped because I wanted a wee and I wanted a drink. So I thought I'll put the laptop on to see what's going on in Norwich, if anything, today. Thought I'm going to be there at 3ish, half 3. I'd put 3:45 because I thought if traffic's really bad, at least I'm covered on. And I hadn't really had a break. So I sat at Thetford, put Norwich on within 30 miles. Nothing out of Norwich that night. I thought, great, it's 3 o'clock, I think I'm going to be stuck in Norwich. But then there was a job on there for the next day, tomorrow, that's in Wednesday. 9 o'clock out of Norwich to, I think it said Camberley, Surrey somewhere anyway. And I recognise the company, and they do a lot of hospital jobs, and I've done quite a bit of work for this company. And I thought I'll quote quite reasonable, won't go over the top because I want to get out of Norwich. So I quoted and got it. He phoned instantly. He phoned within 30 seconds. Probably not even that my phone went. And I've got their number. I've got the name on it, so I knew it was him. Straight away, yep, you're okay to do that for us tomorrow. He says, yeah. I said, yeah, I'm going to be in Norwich tonight. I said, I'm staying over. He said, yeah, that's brilliant. He says, I really appreciate it. Hospital to hospital, which is no problem. I don't mind hospitals. So that's booked in for tomorrow. So we're done. 3:30 this afternoon, I was done. So I'd had a bit mileage up, and I was way up. I was like 90p for a small van all day. I'd done 230 miles, and I was well up. I was, 216 quid. So I thought, well, I ain't staying in Norwich all this time. So I thought I'd find a beach. And where it is, the Covid in Norwich, most of you have been there, it's north of Norwich by 12 miles. So I went up to Muddersley Beach, which is North Walsham. You go through there into it. Lovely. Lovely. In the sea, I had a paddle up to my knees. Not my ankles, up to my knees. I've got a photo, but I ain't showing it. I don't know how to on this. I don't edit or nothing, as you well know. It's as it is. Yeah, all good. So I come out of there, had ice cream, and I looked for park for night. And there was a fair few on there, but they were all here, there and everywhere. And then there was one pub car park, and it got great reviews from people saying you best to phone, you even get a spot, free to park all night. You even get a number. They back your own bay. It's a bit like a pitch, like a tent, dead flat, right next to the sea, and that's where I am now. I phoned up, yeah, I got the last one, number 9, and there's motorhomes 1 to 8, and me on the end, little Citroen, Scylla the Citroen, on the end. It's now 8 o'clock. I'm going to go and have another pint. I've had one. I'm going to go have another, watch a bit of cricket. I want to be on the way. I have done another 30 miles extra today, dead miles, but it's in the bank. The dead miles don't matter because I've got the money in the bank. Today I've done 260 miles. I did 30 mile extra once I'd left Norwich to do the bit here, which is no problem to me. I got a 15 quid London congestion. I was on 216. Take off 15 quid for the congestion, 201. 200's my... If I hit 200, I'm happy. Yesterday I did 254, so I'm actually 55 quid up. And tomorrow I've got 100 odd quid, 110 quid already going to Surrey, and then I'll get someone else. I want to get home. But today's pence per mile, even with me 30 miles dead, 78 pence per mile, which is okay. If I get 65, I'm happy. Sometimes it does allow me later in the week, if I'm struggling or I want to get somewhere and get a job a little bit cheaper, I can go a little bit cheaper to keep my pence per mile between 60 and 70, which is okay. That's the aim. But hey, all good. So the weather's been fantastic. Thank God I've got air conditioning in this van. I've had the air conditioning on all day, and all day yesterday, and it'll be on all day tomorrow, no doubt. And it's beautiful. So we're all good. We're parked up and ready to rock tomorrow. So I'll let you know how we get on rest of the week. On probably Friday. It's bike night at All Seasons Cafe tomorrow night. I've got to try and get back because I didn't get back last week, so I'm going to try and get back. Hope you're all making money. Speak to you soon. Cheers.